The 2021 NBA Draft was at the time said to be a semi-weak class. The top 3 players were quite well defined, but supposedly it didn't have much depth. Even guys in the top 10 were being drafted that were apparently weak in every major basketball area. Looking back on it now, early signs show the 2021 NBA Draft is quite strong. Really promising players at the top, and some steals close to the bottom. Some players in this class though didn't have a great rookie season or really look primed to break out in their sophomore season. So here are 3 sophomores from the 2021 NBA Draft that will break out this 2022-23 NBA season. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more NBA content around here, I'll be putting out new videos every Monday and Thursday, so hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss those. The first player that I believe will break out this year is Charlotte Hornets guard James Bouknight. Bouknight last season only played 31 games last year for the Hornets, and almost none of those games were where he had any actual rotational minutes. Bouknight mostly played with the Greensboro Swarm in the G League, where he averaged 25 points in 5 games during the Showcase tourney and 21 points in 7 games of the normal G League season. If you've watched Bouknight play, you can tell he's got supreme offensive talent, similar to Jamal Murray. He wasn't given a chance last year due to Hornets coach James Borrego's reluctancy to trust younger players, but thankfully, Borrego has been booted out of Charlotte and replaced by Steve Clifford. Clifford is a tough defensive-minded coach, but he should give Bouknight opportunity to shine off the bench, which is perfect for Bouknight. The Hornets bench lacks a real scorer, so this is a perfect place for Bouknight to shine. Rumors have been swirling around about possible Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward trades, so if one of them leaves or both, there's a spot open for Bouknight. Either way, Bouknight will get much more opportunity this season, and I believe he'll take it, and show everyone why he was such a high pick just 1 year ago. Another player I believe who will have a breakout season is Indiana Pacers forward Isaiah Jackson, who was drafted 22nd overall just last season. The Indiana Pacers finally decided to rebuild halfway through last season when they let go of Domantas Sabonis. After this, no one really paid attention to them. But if you did, you would see the Pacers have a future defensive monster on their hands. Jackson, like Bouknight, didn't play much in the first half of the season because the Pacers were still trying to push for the playoffs, and Domantas Sabonis was starting in his preferred power forward position. But in the second half of the season, Jackson looked like a perfect modern-day big. In 15 games as a starter last season, Jackson averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks in only 22 minutes a game. Jackson is super long and athletic, boasting a 6'10 height and a 7'2.5" wingspan, which helps him block shots and affect plays on the defensive end. He's only 206 pounds. In fact, it helps him move across the floor quite smoothly. He's also a fantastic leaper, and he's a guard's dream as a roll man in the pick and roll. The Pacers are in no rush to contend, so Jackson should get plenty of minutes this season, whether starting or on the bench. The Pacers are a sleeper team, and Jackson was one of the most underrated rookies last season, and this season he'll become even more underrated. Don't be surprised if he becomes a future all-defensive player. The first 2 players I talked about are lesser-named players, because it's kind of boring to hear the same guys over and over again. Everyone knows Scottie, Cade, Mobley will become great players and take a significant leap this season. On this channel though, I try to highlight the lesser-known and underrated. But for the third player, I couldn't resist. And that's because I think they'll make the biggest leap of all sophomores this season. That player is Jalen Green. Houston Rockets guard Jalen Green was the number 2 overall pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, but he got off to a really slow start last season, similar to most rookies, but in the second half of the season, he really picked it up. In the month of March, in 17 games, Jalen averaged 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, while shooting 48% from the field and 39% from 3. And in 5 games in April, he averaged a blazing hot 29 points. That's nuts. If you look at Jalen's trajectory in the league so far, it's very similar to Anthony Edwards. Both drafted super high, had slow starts to their rookie seasons, then picked it up in the second half. In year 2, Ant took a big leap and helped his team make the playoffs. It's definitely possible Jalen and the Rockets could do the same. Jalen's game is a lot like Ant's offensively as well. For Jalen to take that leap this season, he'll need to iron out his shot selection and become more consistent shooting the ball overall. These are two things he became better at throughout last season, so I expect he'll improve on them a lot this season. For long-term growth, his defense will need to improve and his playmaking as well, especially in the pick and roll. Just like Anthony Edwards, early in his career, Jalen is not looked at as the best in his class, but as things progress, Jalen could be looked at as the best player in the 2021 NBA draft class, just as Ant is becoming to be in his. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay rested. See you in the next one.